Hello everyone, how are you doing today? Hope you're having a fantastic day. I want to welcome you all to today's video. If you are new here, my name is Dr. Francis and I help professionals like yourself to master project management tools like Primavera P6. So in today's video, we'll be focusing on a crucial aspect of project planning, on how to filter projects at the project level and how to create and use project codes. Okay, so when you are managing multiple projects, it's very easy to get overwhelmed by all the data on your screen. Okay, so that's why learning how to filter and organize your project is so important. In this session, you will learn how to create filter to focus only on the projects you are currently managing. We'll also explore how to categorize projects using project codes. For example, in this case, we'll be using project codes for contractors, for project managers, for project engineers, okay, to streamline your workflow and make reporting easier. So by the end of this tutorial, you will have a practical, solid knowledge of how to create filter at the project level in Primavera P6 to focus on relevant projects, and also how to use project codes to categorize and organize your project for better analysis and reporting. So I would like you to stick around until the end, where I will give you a sample assignment to help you practice what you've learned today. We'll also talk about how you can submit your assignment if you want me to give you a feedback using the Excel file in the description below. So let's get started. So as you guys can see on my screen, I've got this project under all initiative. So this is my EPS node. I have a sub EPS in here that's grouping some of these projects. So let's say as a project planner, I'm not working on all these projects. So I don't want them to be distracting me. I don't want them to be in my view. Okay. So we have an exercise here that we need to do. So as you can see, as guys know, one of the most essential skills in, rapid is knowing how to filter projects so that you're only focusing on what matters. Imagine you're managing several projects across multiple sectors such as engineering, construction, energy, and manufacturing, just like we have in here, and product development, corporate programs, and information technology. Okay, by applying filters, you will narrow down, your view to the project you are actually responsible for. Okay, reducing distractions and improving your productivity. So let's assume in this exercise now that out of all these projects, you're only responsible for these 15 projects. All right. So we're only responsible for these 15 projects, and these are the contractors, that are actually working on this project. So let's ignore this contractor column for now. It will be helpful later. But now let's say these are all the projects you're working on. How do you create a filter to filter out just this project? So let's go into P6 again. So now we need to create a filter. So as you can see here, we're in the project view. Okay. If you're not in the project view, just click on this folder that says project. You'll be in that project view. So when you're in the project view, then click on this filter that looks like a funnel. Okay. Filter by, then click on customize. Right. So now I've got my filter in this project. So it's all project that we are showing at the moment. Then you have the show project that matches all selected filter. So now we want to create our own filter to filter out just the project we'll be working on to avoid any distraction on this project. Okay. So the first thing we need to do is to right click actually and click on filter, or you can just go to this icon at the top, very top here, that's saying filter. Okay, so you can click on that icon that says filter. So this one that says filter. So click on the filter, then they could go to customize. As you can see here, the filter we applied here is all projects. So we're seeing all the project, but I don't want to see all the projects in this case. I just want to filter the project I'm working on. So create a new filter. So just click on that new plus button, then create a new filter. So I can just name this filter my projects. Okay. So maybe some other people are working in this database. They have their own separate project, but I just want to focus on the project I'm working on. So now, before you do that, make sure you copy out the project IDs, or the project name if they are unique in the project. Okay. So in this case now, I've got all these project IDs, so I can actually filter using these project IDs. Okay, so I'll just copy the first one. Okay, come in here, then I'll say project ID. Just scroll down till you see project ID. So click on this one, equals, then paste that in there. So if I do this now, for example, and click on OK, you see it's selected, and I click on apply, you will see that, and I just click on OK and say view expand all. So you now see that the only project I'm seeing here in my database is just this project. So for example, let's say this is the project I'm working on. This is simple one. It's, eliminating all the distractions. I don't want to see all the other projects. It's distracting me. So when I log into my database, this is what I'm seeing. I can always open it and say that's my project I'm working on. Okay, but that's not all. So we need to create that filter for all these other projects. Okay, so you can skip this if you want, but you can just follow along the way I'm creating it. So let's go back in the filter, go to customize, select that the filter we created, my project, go to modify this time around. So we're back to where we were. So in this case now, because I know I'm creating 15, you can actually add a new one, do the same thing, click on project and go to project ID. Okay, project ID equals, paste the second one in there. Okay, so when you paste the second one in there, if you want to see it, because now we're telling the system that we want a project ID equals to this, and it has to be equal to this. This is not possible. We don't have any project that has those two project IDs. So if you click on OK now, and you click on apply, you see it's empty. Okay, so the way to go around that is to make sure you change this all of the following to any of the following. So when I do that, I'm saying I want project ID. I want a project that has a project ID of this, or a project ID that has this. So when I click on OK now and I click on apply, you see now I have those two projects. Okay, so let's continue. So instead of creating hard each time, the faster way would be to copy and paste. You can paste several times. Okay, I know I need 15 in total. All I just need now is to replace all these IDs with these new ones. So this one is MF. So go back in there, paste that in. Next one is prod. Please go back in there and changes. Next one is cop. The next one is IT. And the next one is equal. Just replace it. And now it's NGR. The next one is MFG. Then we have prod. Then we have cop. We have IT. If you want, you can type it in as well, but I just prefer to just copy and paste, make life easier. Next one is NRG 000919. Then last one is MFG. Okay, I don't need this last one. Okay, I don't need this because I've got it here already, so you can delete that. Delete. All right, so now I have all my 15 project IDs: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15. So these are the 15 projects that I'm working on. Okay, so I can just click on OK now, then you can apply, or just click on OK. So now, as you can see, this is neater compared to when I have, the entire project that I had before. So, if I can work with this, it's manageable, and if I want to open, let's say this is an integrated program. If I want to open all this program now, the program I'm working on, what I just need to do is, if you want, you can highlight everything, right click and open, or just click on this all initiative, right click and say open. So when you do that now, the project you're opening are just your own project that you're opening. If you want to see the end-to-end for this program, okay? So these are all the programs you're working on, 15 programs, all right? So if you need to go back to the project tab and you want to see the original view, you can do that. But before I do that, I would just like to save this layout so that, when next I'm logging into P6, I can always apply the layout to filter out all those programs. So just come in here and click on layout, then click on save as. Okay, don't click on save. If you save, you're overriding whatever it's in there before. So I'll just say this is my project view. Okay, and click on save. All right, so I've got my project view as a layout. So let's say we go back to the original program, click on filter and click on all. So now you have all the projects. If I need to go back to my project, I've got two different options. One option is just to click on layout and click on open and say no, and just click on your layout. It will filter out all those projects, because when you create a layout, your filter is captured in that layout creation as well. Okay, another way to do it is to just, let's say we want to see all the projects. Another way is just to go to your filter again, go to customize, and just select that project filter that you created and click on apply and click on OK. So now, there you have it. You've got your project that you're working on, reducing all project that you don't really want to see. So any distraction is gone. You're only focusing on your project. And if you got integrated program, let's say this is an integrated program, you've got links between all these projects. You can actually open everything, you can highlight everything just by clicking on the first one, then press shift button, click on the last one, right click and open. Or the faster way might be to just click on this at the highest level of that EPS, right click and click on open. It will open all those projects in one go. Okay, so that's project filter done. So now let's go to the second one, which is the project code. This is very interesting. So now that you've mastered, project filtering, let us take it a step further and organize our project using project code. So let's say some of these projects now, you want to align, categorize them based on, the project, the contractor that are working on the project, the project engineers looking after this, the project managers looking after this project, and the project engineers or project planner looking after this project as well. So what you want to see, you want to have three hierarchy, the project, the contractors, the project manager, or the project engineer. Or you can do it the other way around. You can have the project manager looking after those contractors, then the project engineer looking after those projects. Okay. So so the next thing to do now, so this showing you step by step on how to, go about it. You can pause the video and follow along, do it step by step as I'm doing it, or you can just look at this PDF file and, follow the process. Okay. So what we need to do now, for the project codes, so we need to create project code for the contractor. So we have these contractors on the project: Alpha Construction, Beta Energy, Gamma Development, Delta Manufacturing, and Omega Solutions. Okay, so these are their codes: A, C, B, E, G, D, D, M, and OS. Okay, for the project managers, we also have 5 project managers here on this project. We have John Smith, Emma Watson, Michael Johnson, Sophie Brown, and James White, and we have their project codes, the project manager codes in there as well. Then for the project engineer, we have Leah Martin, Charlotte Green, Ethan King, Olivia Moore, and Lucas Wright. Okay, so we have their codes as well. So we need to go into P6 now. So just you can follow these steps. You need to go into P6 now and create those codes for these groupings. Okay, so I'll just move this out of view while we do that. So it doesn't matter. So let's remove all the filter that we have in here. We're still keeping the layout. The layout is still fine, but by all means, if you want to show anything on your layout in terms of column, just go to columns in here and click on customize. And let's say you want to, probably, look at the project count. You can click on that. The project count is there. If you want to check the activity count, you can just look for that, and put the activity count in there. Okay. So you can put the total activities in there and click on apply, so at least you know the activities in each of those projects. And if you want to see the Gantt area on this right hand side, just click on this icon here that says Gantt chart. So we'll see the Gantt for each of those projects as well, like high level. All right. So now to create the codes for the contractor, the project managers, and the project engineers, so let's go to enterprise and we'll go to project codes. All right. So here now we have some existing project codes. We have capacity analysis, current phase, the priority, we have the sponsor and the likes. Okay, but now we want to create our own 3 separate codes: one for the contractor, one for the project manager, and one for the project engineer. All right, so we click on modify here. So we see all the groupings here. We need to add our own grouping to it. So I'll add one. So this one will be for the contractor. All right, click and add another one as well. That one will be for the project manager. I would like to add code in front of it as well, so that should distinct it if there's anyone existing already. So I've got project manager code here, the one I've just created. The contractor, I've just add code as well. Then we had one, which is the project engineer. Okay, so we've created those codes grouping. So what you need to do now is, you can change the name here if you want. You can rename it here if you want. Then you have maximum length. Okay, I'll show you where this matters. For example, let's say the project engineer here, the maximum length I've chosen here is, let's say, 3. So if I close this now and I come in here, you see I've got project engineer. If I had now and I'm writing the code here, let's say the code is 57. You see, I can't type anything more because the limit of that code is what? Is 3. Okay, so if you want to type more, you have to go back to modify and change the length to how many lengths you want it to be. So in this case now, if I now start typing, you see I can type some more in here. But I don't actually need to type more, because if you look at the let's start with the project. Let's start with the project manager. Okay, so the project manager, the contractor code. So let's start with the contractor code. Okay, just type C contractor code. And don't forget, guys, so the contractor code we are creating is the alpha, beta, gamma, delta, and omega solutions. So I need 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So for the alpha construction, that's AC. Put the description there. Then change this one to AC. All right. For the beta energy, so name this beta energy, then PE. Then for the third one, the gamma development. So this one will be gamma development, GD. Then I have the delta manufacturing, which is DM. All right. And the last one for the contractor name is what? Is Omega Solution, which is OS. All right. So I've created all the project codes that I need to create for the contractor. Okay. So we'll now apply all these codes to the relevant program these contractors are allocated to. So let's do the project manager as well. So just type P to bring it. So project manager code. So it is 5 as well. Okay. Then project manager code, as you guys can see, I hold this one. So John Smith. So don't forget, guys, you've got access to this file. So just click on in the link in the description below to get free access to it. So John Smith, Emma Watson, then Michael Johnson, Sophia Brown, then we have James White. Okay, so this is JS, this is EW, this is MJ, this is SB, and this is JW. All right. So we've created all our project managers codes. So now let's move on to the project engineer codes. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as well. All right. So click on this drop down, and go to your P project engineers code. All right. So I need 4 more. So the first one is Liam Martin. So Liam Martin, LM. Then I have Charlotte Green. Then I have Ethan King. Then Olivia Moore. Then I have Lucas Wright. Okay, so this is LW. This is Olivia Moore. Ethan King. Charlotte Green. Liam Martin. Okay, So I've got those codes created. All right, so now I can close this. So now that I've created those codes, so I can actually bring the columns for these codes. I can bring it out. So let's go to columns now and go to customize. So now you just need to go to your project codes here. Okay, so I can bring out the project engineer codes, project manager codes. So I can put this up, then the contractor code. Okay, and click on apply. All right. So I've got the contractor code column, project manager code column, and the project engineer. You can double click on this to justify it properly. So guys, you get access to this Excel file as well. Okay. So for this last work, what is what we need to do? So for all these projects in our database, okay, we want to allocate all these contractors to the project. We want to allocate all these project managers to the project, and want to allocate all these project engineers to their respective projects. I know it's going to be long. If you want, you can skip this, or if you like, you can just follow me as I'm doing it as well. All right. And don't forget, guys, there's an assignment for you if you want to practice it, something that's different from what I'm doing now, you can just follow this assignment for activity code. And for the project codes as well, for the project filtering, this is your assignment for the project filtering. If you want to practice it, it's different from what we've done. So just practice it and create a filter for the project you have in your all initiative, when you download your P6. Okay. So I'll just focus on this. Let's put this to one side. So now let's look at the first one here. So if you want, you can actually search or find by the project ID. So I can say, okay, copy this, click anywhere in this column, click on F and paste it in there. Okay. Then click on find. So you can see that's the next building. So that one is Alpha Construction. Okay. So that's Alpha Construction, John Smith as the project manager, and Liam Martins as the project engineer. So I'll just come to this column for the contractor, click on it. Then, this is the contractor column. So that's Alpha Construction. Okay. And if you look at it as well, so we're looking at this one. So we have John Smith and Liam Martins as the project engineer. So John Smith is the project manager. Then Liam Martin is the project engineer. Okay. So we do the same thing for the second one. So the second one is city center. So city center is this one. Okay. So that's Omega Solution, James White and Lucas Wright. Okay. So that's Omega Solution, James White. Oh, not Sophia. Just come back and James White. It will override it. Then the last one is Lucas Wright. Okay. So the next one here is let me go back to Saratoga. So this is Saratoga community. So let me sort it by project name. Maybe that's object ID. You can sort it by anything anyway, but let's just focus on this. The second one is Saratoga community. So that's Beta Energy, Emma Watson, and Charlotte Green. Okay, so that's Beta Energy, Emma Watson, and Charlotte Green. Okay, so that's for this one. The next one is Juniper Housing, Juniper Nursing Home. So that's Delta, Michael Johnson, and Ethan King. Delta, Michael Johnson, and Ethan King. Okay, the next one is Saratoga. I think we did Saratoga earlier. Okay, let's do that. So Saratoga is Beta Energy. Okay, I think I made a mistake earlier. So now I think so let's do Saratoga. So Saratoga is Beta Energy, Emma Watson, and Charlotte Green. So Saratoga is Beta Energy, Emma Watson, and Charlotte Green. So I mistakenly used this for the Saratoga. So this one is the Harbor. So Harbor is what? Harbor is Alpha Construction, John Smith, and Liam Martins. Okay. So that's Alpha Construction, John Smith, and Liam Martin. All right. So, and we have the Park one. So this one. So that's Gamma Development, Sophia Brown, and Olivia Moore. Okay. So that one is Gamma Development, Sophia Brown, and then Olivia Moore. All right. So that's the first one done. Okay. So this first one now, we know the project, the contractor code, we know the project manager's code, and we know the project engineer's code. All right. Don't worry, it will all make sense in a minute. So let's continue and then and do the second one. Okay. For the energy services, so I've got this one. Okay. This one is Beta Energy, Emma Watson, and Charlotte Green. So that's silver. So this one. So that's Beta Energy, Emma Watson, and what? And Charlotte Green. Okay, guys. So let's say, I don't want to stress myself. Let's say I want to make it faster because, as you guys know, it will take ages, doing it like, doing it one by one. We can actually use a field and option. Okay. So let me just take a copy of this, make a copy, move it to the last one. Press OK. So this one. So I don't, there's some fields in here that does not have any, they're just the high level EPS. Let's just delete those fields that doesn't have anything. Delete, right click, delete, right click, delete. Now these two, we don't need it. And delete. Then this one needs to go, delete. These two need to go as well. Delete. This one needs to go, delete, then delete. All right. So after deleting now, I need to delete this first one as well. Delete. Okay. So what we need to do now is to create a filter here. So I like that. Then click on filter here. Click on filter. So let's say for the contractor, I just want to filter out the contractor, in ascending order. Okay, so you can do that. So now I know the project that has AC, I know the project that has BE, I know the project that has DM, GD, and OS. All right. So I can do the same thing here. So I can right click here and say to group and sort, customize, then delete this. And click on OK. So you can see now that my projects are now, particular grouping. Okay. So we need to look at this project now to say, okay, I think it'd be better, to be honest, to put it in project name alphabetical order. Okay, so let's do that. I think that's better than this one. So project name ascending order. So as you can see now, so it's everything is aligning here. So I've got 3D 4G ACH algorithm. So 3D 4G ACH algorithm. So so the first one is Omega solution. So let me just Let me just minimize this. Okay, that's fine. Let's do it that way. So omega solution is this one. The first one is omega solution. So let's expand this. So 3D contractor is omega solution. All right. Then second one is gamma. The next one is gamma as well. Then alpha gamma. Then alpha. Then gamma. Then after that you have omega delta omega. Omega delta then omega. Yeah. Then we have omega solution, which is the city center. So that's fine. After that already. Then we have delta delta beta alpha. Okay. Delta delta beta alpha. The next one is digitalization program. So gamma omega delta delta. All right. So gamma omega delta delta. Okay, then we have omega delta. Okay, omega then delta. Okay, yeah, this is just the heavy lifting. It might look time consuming now, but by the time you finish, it will make life easier for you going forward. So we have gamma alpha. So gamma alpha, then we have alpha gamma delta. So this one is alpha gamma delta. Okay, then we have alpha delta gamma, alpha delta gamma, alpha beta omega, alpha beta omega. Then we have omega beta. Oh, so this one is the MD. That's omega. Then we have beta. So this one is beta. Okay. So now we still have a few to go. So the Nexus project is what? Omega beta alpha. That's omega beta alpha. Then we have omega beta gamma. O B G gamma. Then we have gamma alpha beta gamma. Gamma alpha. Then the red one. So the red is alpha. So the red river is alpha. The one before it is gamma. Then the proposed, yeah, there's some projects in here that are not here. So we have this project swordfish is alpha. Okay, is alpha. Is alpha construction. Okay, then project nano is gamma. Okay, that's fine. So swordfish is alpha construction. Proposed opportunity is not part of what I have in here. Okay, just need to look at it properly. So this is not part of what I have in this program. So let me just cancel that. Okay, so let's just highlight that as red. No, that's not part of it. So so this plant expansion is GD. Okay, so this is GD. All right. Then the Red River is AC. Okay, and we have BE, Saratoga, and then red refer outage. So that's fine. Then we have beta energy for sunsets. Sunsets. Okay. Okay, that's fine. So we have so this one is beta. So we have beta energy, and DM. Okay. So this is BE, then we have DM, then we have OSB DM. OSBE DM. Right. So we have successfully created the contractor code for all these projects. Okay. So just go through it just in case there's any mistake and correct it. All right. So now the next thing we want to do now is to um, go through the project managers. All right. So now I'll go through the project managers. So the first one here is a 3D. So I think this one I will be doing the project managers and also the project engineers. But the first one I'll have James White and Lucas, right? So James White and Lucas. For the second one, I have Sophia Brown and Oliver Moore. So Sophia Brown and Oliver Moore. Don't worry, just give me a minute. It will make sense now. Sophia Brown and Oliver Moore again for ACH. Sophia Brown and then Oliver Moore. Right? Then we have algorithms. Algorithm is what? John Smith and Liam Martin. John Smith and Liam Martin. And the next one is Alliance Portal Integration. So that's Sophia Brown and Oliver Moore. Then we have Cadia. That's James White and Lucas White. So that's James White and Lucas. Then we have the next one, Baytown, Texas. So that's Michael Johnson and Ethan King. Michael Johnson and Ethan King. Then I have Cash Flow BI Project. So that's James White and Lucas. James White and Mr. Lucas again. Then we have the city center. Let's just double check that. So that's James White and Lucas. So that's fine. Then we have the claim processing upgrade. So Michael Johnson and Ethan King. And Ethan. Then the project manager for the plant expansion here is Michael Johnson and Ethan King as well. So you can actually, do fill down. And this one do fill down as well. Just click on the first one, click on the last one, then fill down. So for the data center, I have Emma Watson and Charlotte Green. Emma Watson and Charlotte Green. For this one, we have John Smith and Liam Martin. Okay, John Smith and Liam Martin. So when you're doing this, you can just do checking this contractual code and make sure it's correct as well. So digitalization program, gamma development. So it's Sophia Brown and Oliver Moore. So I can actually bring Sophia Brown from here and fill down. Okay, fill down. And maybe Oliver Moore is here. You can bring it here and fill down as well. Okay. So refill outage. So you have James White and Lucas. So James White and Lucas. For the e-business transformation program, we have Michael Johnson and Ethan King. Ethan King. Then for employee onboarding portal, I have Michael Johnson and Ethan King as well. Then I have James White for ERP, James White, and then Lucas Wright. Then for GIS, so we have Michael Johnson and Ethan King. Michael Johnson and Ethan King. So guys, if you make a mistake, just go back in there and correct it. Okay. Yeah, it will override whatever you have in there before. So the item corporate pack. So you have that Sophia and Olivia Moore. So that's fine. The abo is John Smith and Liam Martin. All right. So that's making sense. Then for the Emma Form program, the Emma Form program is John Smith and Liam Martin. Okay. John Smith and also Liam Martin. Sophia Brown and Olivia Moore for this one. Sophia Brown and Olivia Moore. Okay, we're almost there. Let's continue. For the Juniper nursing home, the nurse is fine. And the catalyst is John Smith and Liam Martin. Okay, let me move this a little bit here so you can see this properly. So John Smith and Liam Martin for the catalyst. Then for the replacements, it is Michael Johnson and Ethan King. Then for the lead qualification project, Sophia Brown and Olivia Moore. For the logistics, it is John Smith and Liam Martin. For the Magna part, we have Emma Watson and Charlotte Green. Then for the MDM, we have James White and Lucas. James White and then Lucas. So guys, the only thing about this is if you are adding a new project to your program, you need to remember to allocate these codes to that new project as well. Okay. So so you're not, when you're creating your filter, you're not missing any project out. Okay. So plan expansion and mobilization. This one, Emma Watson and Charlotte. On Nexus, James White and Lucas. Okay, the next one is online invoice. So online invoice is Emma Watson and Charlotte Green. For order fulfillment, we have John Smith and Liam Martin. Order management, we have James White and Lucas White. Plasma product launch, we have Emma Watson and Charlotte Green. The Project Nano, we have Sophia Brown and Oliver Moore. So Plasma, so there's no product programs. That's not part of it. So that's fine. So Project Nano is GD. Okay. Then Sophia Brown and Oliver Moore. And then what about Project Plasma product launch? Emma Watson and Charlotte Green. Okay, that's fine. And then Project Swordfish, John Smith and Liam Martin. So John Smith and Liam Martin. All right. For this one, we have Sophia Brown and Olivia Moore. Okay, Sophia Brown and Olivia Moore. And then we have for the Red River, we have John Smith and Liam Martin. Sunset George. We have Emma Watson and Charlotte Green. For the Waterville, we have Michael Johnson and Ethan King. So Michael Johnson and Ethan King. You're almost there, guys. Almost there. For the extra, we have James White and Lucas Wright. Okay, James White and Lucas. Then second to the last, we have Emma Watson and Charlotte Green. And the last one, but not the least, we have Michael Johnson and Ethan King. And guys, I'm just double clicking it to add it. You can just actually click on it, then click on this plus button to select. Okay. Good. So now we've allocated all the contractor codes against all the projects in here, except for one, this red one. And then we've allocated the project manager's code and the project engineer code. So now let's see why this is will be good. So let's group our projects. Okay. So now we removed the group and sort. So let's return it. Let's put it back. Go to your group and sort. Go to customize, and you can put it back to EPS. Just type E. Or if you are fast with typing, just say EPS. Okay, EPS. All right. Then click on apply and click on OK. So now we're back to the normal view. The only thing we've changed here is that we've allocated the contractor codes, the project manager codes, and the project engineer codes to all the projects we have in our database. Okay. So now if you want to group it now, so now let's go to our EPS. Click on customize and the group and sort. So let's say the first one, I want it to be the project manager. So I just type project manager code. Then after the project manager, so click on this indent, then click on the next one. I want the contractor code. Then I want my project engineer code. So what this means is that when you group and sort it now, the high level will be the project code, the project have allocated project codes against, the project managers code against, then we have the contractor and we have the project engineer. So let's apply and let's click on OK now. So if I go to the very top now, you see that in here, it's showing me that we have 5 or how many project managers? Okay, so we have all these projects that does not have any project managers allocated to. We have this, and this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these are the project managers that are looking after the project they have. Okay. So if I click on this now, you see the contractor. So these are the contractors working on this project. Okay. And for this Alpha construction, I have Liam Martin looking after all these Alpha construction projects. For this project now, the Beta Energy project, I have Charlotte Green looking after it. And then for Michael Johnson, he's the project manager looking after the data manufacturing project with Ethan King as a project engineer. All right. So you can actually group and sort your activities using that. Okay, let's say I noticed a mistake. And now let's say that actually for the Alpha construction, it's not only Liam Martin that's looking after it. I've got someone else as well, maybe Oliver Moore. So I just double click on Oliver Moore, and you can see now we have 2 new, structure here. So one for Liam Martin and one for Oliver Moore. So these two, so out of this Alpha construction project, Liam Martin is looking after this sort of project, and Oliver Moore is looking after this. Okay, so you can actually change it to say, okay, I think this is a big project, Alpha construction, so I need help from Charlotte Green as well. So Charlotte Green is allocated this project to look after. So let's give another one for Charlotte Green as well. So as you can see, John Smith is looking after, is the project manager for Alpha construction. But under Alpha construction now, you now have 3 project engineers looking after their respective project. You can do the same thing for the project as well. So let's say this alpha construction is not, the project is actually not alpha construction, maybe it's actually beta. You can click on that, you see it go to beta energy, as you can see here now. So what we're saying here is that this project manager, John Smith, is looking after alpha construction and beta energy. Yeah, and under his beta energy project, Liam Martin is the project engineer, and the project he's looking after is this Emma Form project. And you can do it the other way around. Maybe you don't want it to be the project manager at the top. You can actually, delete this project manager from the list. Then let's say every contractor, then I want to add, this one should be the project manager code. Then after the project manager code, maybe I want the planning, now project engineer. Project engineer. So I'm saying I want the contractor at the top, then the project manager, and then the planning engineer. So as you can see here now, so you have all those projects: alpha, beta, gamma, delta, omega. So those are the contractors project. On that alpha now, we have John Smith, who is the only project manager here. And underneath him, you have these project engineers looking after those projects. You can change the project manager as well if you think that's not right. You can change this one to maybe, James White, and I can see James White is looking after this project, and he has his own, project engineer. You don't have to always show this, in your view. So if you go to codes now and click on any of these projects, and you can scroll down, you would see the codes, for the project manager. You can change it here as well, to see the project manager here is SB. Okay, so if you're brown, and in that way, you can actually remove this column by going to customize. I don't want all these three columns. Click on OK. Okay, so you can always use that and change your your settings or your code allocation. So yeah, so it's just showing us here that this project does not have their own code, but this one has got their code as well. Okay, there you have it, guys. So now I believe you're able to create a filter for the project you're working on, just to make things, neater and tidier for you, to avoid any distractions in your project, and also how to create project codes. So, we all know we can always create activity codes, but I think it's quite important as well to understand your work. You can actually create your project code. And when you finish creating your project code, you can actually, just like the way we created the filter and we created the layout, can right click on here and create a layout for your project codes. Okay, so I hope this makes sense. I hope this is beneficial. Please guys, try and complete the exercise. When you complete it, you gain some valuable experience in two essential skills for managing projects in Primavera pieces. The first one is how to filter projects to focus on what is really important. The second one is using project codes to categorize and organize your project for easier management and reporting. So don't forget, guys, if you need the exercise files, just click in the link in the description below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel if you like what we're doing. It helps other people to see our videos. Okay, so if you want to submit your Excel assignments, you find my email. Also, there's a link to submit the assignments. I will review it and give you my honest, feedback. So good luck with your assignment, and feel free to reach out if you have any question. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.